What's good, everybody? So we're gonna be talking about the upcoming Wuthering Waves 2nd anniversary that is going to be happening in patch 3.3, along with the release of like Denia and Hiyuki, which is gonna be crazy. And we're gonna be talking about mistakes to avoid this anniversary, because we all know we have a little bit of anniversary PTSD when it comes to last year, because it was, let's be honest, kind of rough. So we're going to go through everything that was announced in the first anniversary and see what mistakes that Kuro should avoid this time around, because we all know this was like bossed in a lot of controversy last. So we are going to start off obviously with logins, and every single day log in for 7 days. You get my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pulls for logging in every single day for 7 days. Pretty standard, and there's nothing really wrong about this or bad about this. This was okay, this was fine. But the first big hitter that came along was this. Yes, it was the anniversary Resonator convenes. Now, when everybody saw this initially, we thought, oh my god, it's a selector, right? Where you could select. Everyone saw this initially, and we all thought, oh my god, we actually get a free selector for one of these 12 Resonators. There's phase 1 and then there's a phase 2. We all thought this would be the case, and then our hearts kind of sank when we realized, no, it's just a convene. It's just a regular convene, but with a lot of different things that you could choose from. And that made us feel a little bit silly. Okay, it made me feel a little bit silly. So we're like, oh, okay, if it's not a free selector, surely they're going to be giving us a crap ton of pulls, right? Like, so we could maybe pick one of these up for free. Because not to mention, at this time, Zanny was also running alongside this, and Chikona was in the second half. And at the time, Zanny was one of the most anticipated characters that had been released in Wuthering Waves, the same way that like Hiyuki and Denia are some of the most now anticipated characters. So a lot of people wanting to be pulling for Zanny or whatever, and then they would expect, oh, maybe we could pick up like a 1.0 character as well, or a Peeb or whatever it is alongside it if they gave us enough pulls. That wasn't really the case, was it? That wasn't really the case. No, you put two of the one of the most anticipated characters on banner with the anniversary along with a bunch of reruns. They didn't really do that. What did they do? Guys, you can log in and get 10 free pulls, but only in the second half of the anniversary. Not even in the first half, so you can like choose where to put your pulls. Like imagine if they did this in the first half of the anniversary, and you could more strategically be like, oh, I'm gonna pull on the first phase of this anniversary rerun. Oh, now I'm gonna save it for the second phase. Imagine being able to choose. Yeah, they gave you 10 pulls after Zanny's banner, after the first phase of those 6 Resonator convenes. Like, what are we... Like, why? It was such a strange decision to do. I guess it's the incentive to log back in after the second half because the events were so kind of cringe, okay? But this Resonator convene didn't rub a lot of people the wrong way. Now, I will say, I don't think inherently having 12 reruns or 6 reruns per phase is a bad thing. I like the fact that you have choice. I think choice is good. I do like the fact that Kuro Games and Wuwa in general tend to do reruns pretty frequently. It's not like Genshin. I remember back in the days of like Genshin, you'd have to wait like half a year, sometimes more, for a rerun of a character that just came about. I remember having to wait over a whole year to get Al-Haytham, right? Because I missed him when he first came out, and I had to wait a whole year for him to come out again. I don't like that. I like the fact that Wuwa actually does regular reruns of their characters. I think it's a great thing, and I don't think having 6 Resonator convenes is also a bad idea either. But I do think, especially doing this for an anniversary as well, at least have like a selector so someone could pick one up for free, or give us more pulls. That was really what it is. Give us a bit more pulls, because people are gonna be pulling for Zanny and maybe picking up a Resonator or even a weapon as well, right? 10 pulls after the fact in the second phase was just really not a good idea and really not a good look, okay? It just really wasn't. Because we all remember, right? We all remember they posted a tweet on Twitter that said more updates soon. And everyone, not everyone, there was a bunch of people and content creators that thought the stay tuned meant there'd be a second phase to the anniversary. Do you remember that? Do you remember that a bunch of people thought, guys, don't worry, there's gonna be a second phase to the anniversary. Yeah, there's gonna be... And I remember being like, are you crazy? There is not a second phases anniversary. You are out of your mind. And guess what? I was right. I was right about that. And there wasn't a second phases anniversary. So now looking in hindsight, we could be like, yeah, the rewards from this were a little bit ass. And we also had one of the first events, right? Which was the Cubic and Cubie event, which was kind of sweet, right? We all know it was kind of sweet. It was cool. You know, being able to have your cubes that have like different abilities, being able to modify them to have like more insane like cubes that have different cool attacks. It was cute, but I'll be real, this went on for way too fucking long. Some people loved it, some people hated it, some people were indifferent. I liked it at the beginning, and then it just went on for too long. I ended up not caring about it, okay? I do like the fact that they clearly put a lot of effort into it, right? So I'm expecting this anniversary for them to be putting, again, a lot of effort into a really cool and unique event, but hopefully this time it might resonate more with us. It did spawn one of the biggest memes that Wuthering Waves has had, Phoebe Chubby. Okay, like, let's be real, let's be honest. The best thing to a lot of you guys that came out of this anniversary was the Phoebe Chubby meme. It's still in to this day, right? Like, we can't escape it no matter what we do. Phoebe Chubby is one of the biggest memes that came out of the actual anniversary, right? And it's a meme that is kind of like carried Wooer as well itself, okay? It kind of carried itself. And coming along from this Cubic and Cubie event, we also had, do you guys remember, with Zanny coming out, one of the most anticipated characters, we have the Gilded Night Market Anniversary Points Exchange event, which was kind of like a spending event, but it wasn't, but it kind of was, but it wasn't. It was a spending event that technically free-to-plays could join in on as well. You got points for doing various events. You got points for actually pulling on banners, and free-to-play pulls included. You didn't have to spend in order to get the points and exchange it for like any of the rewards. It just meant that you just had to pull on the banners, and the more pulls that you did, the more points that you can get and the more rewards that you can get from it. It's not like a spending event where like you actually have to get like Lunites in order to count for points. It was just pulls that mattered, right? And this this was kind of a bit blindsiding to some people because they showed this screen, right, for the Gilded Night Market, but they didn't show the UI of what this actually meant. Like, it didn't explain to us that it was actually pulls give you points, and that was saved for the patch notes, right? After the live stream, after everyone had already had their reactions to this kind of thing, of like, oh cool, more rewards, we actually had to go digging for what this meant after the fact. Kind of a little bit sneaky, kind of a little bit blindsidey, but I feel like if we're doing a spending event, or something along those lines, I would rather it be something like this, where like even free-to-players could join in, right? Because if you're free-to-play and you have like what, like, I don't know, you got like 100 pulls saved up and you could use those to count towards like points, pulling points in exchange, I think that's fine. I think the whole like spending event where like you have to actually get the paid Lunites to get the points is like, we could still do those, but I kind of like the option of free-to-players to join as well. Yeah, a pulling event. A pulling event more so than a spending event in this instance. But I just thought it was kind of interesting that they didn't show the full UI of this. We had to go digging in the patch notes like afterwards. So that was that one. Then we had the other event, the Cubie Derby. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. The Cubie. The Cubie Derby event. The dice rolling event. Honestly, I didn't mind this one in particular. This was fine. You just do your rolls every day and that's really it. Like, I thought it was like a nice presentation. It was laid out nicely. I thought it was whatever. You didn't really have to do that much. You click one button. It's a daily login. It was basically a daily login, and I don't really have any problems with it. You got a really cool set of wings by the end of it. I'm hoping we get a cool anniversary bike skin by the end of this one. But the real question mark was the actual Cubie Derby. Do you remember? You had to bet and a bunch of points on what cube would win, right? And then you actually had to log in within a certain time frame in order to collect the rewards if you won afterwards or whatever it was. Like, timed events? What is this, an MMO? Like, it's like this gacha tried to be like an MMO where you have to log in to participate in an actual event, which is kind of silly. Especially if there are people that play on like different servers that aren't the one that they're actually in. Like I play on like NA servers, for example. So the timings was very different like for me, but this was just strange. Let's not do this again. Let's not have these timed gated like events like this again where everyone has to log in at a certain time. Again, it's just another reason to get you to log in every single day for like the event. Okay, oh, come in, do your dice rolls, do your QB derby like stuff, and then come do the cubic event. Yeah, guys, come do the cubic event, you know? And everyone's like, bro, it got boring. When it got to the second phase of this anniversary, there was like nothing to do. There was literally fuck all to do. It was one of the most boring patches we've ever had in War, I feel like, the anniversary. But then we got peak afterwards. You remember after this, after 2.3, we were blessed with 2.4. Okay, and Septimont, and the new Septimont characters, and Lupa, and Cartathea. We had peak right after the anniversary, and I'm hoping this time it's gonna happen here. We're gonna have an anniversary, and what follows it is gonna be peak. I'm hoping, cross fingers, Cyberpunk collab. That's what I want. I want peak Cyberpunk collab after the anniversary. That would be absolutely awesome. Okay. So this QB derby event was like, whatever. But what we did have was a number of QOL changes that was pretty cool. We had the introduction of modifiers. Now, I wouldn't consider this like an anniversary thing, but more so like a general patch update. But this was one of the best QOLs that they've ever done to gearing in WoW. Having modifiers has saved us so much time and so much effort, and this was a great addition. And I'm hoping this time around, maybe they also drop another bombshell QOL for us that actually makes our gameplay a lot better. I'm expecting that too. They did that last year, and now I'm expecting it this year as well. Because W modifiers, they were a absolutely great addition. So, in summary, what are some of the mistakes to avoid? I've written some of them down. 2 little pulls. Apparently, in total, they had 52 limited, 32 standard, and 10,000 asteroids, okay? Kind of not really enough to guarantee a character. Which I think is crazy when you have a 12 rerun, Zanny, and Chikona. Like, all these characters are not even enough pulls to, like, maybe guarantee one of them for an anniversary patch for a gacha game. Is kind of crazy. Every other gacha does it. Every other gacha, or even any of the good ones, tends to even give, like, a free character. Like, we remember, like, Honkai Star Rail did it. They give out free characters all the time. It's just, you know, one of those things, just... You know, Kuro's not going to go bankrupt. Kuro's not going to go bankrupt if they just up the pull count or even have a selector. They're really not. You get the 12 banner rerun. Inherently, I think is fine on its own. I like the fact you have choice. But again, it becomes iffy when you also pairing it with 2 other characters that are limited, that are new, and a limited pool supply as well. The timed race event, shitty. The events were bad, but it did bring the meme PB Chubby, the only shining light in that. The spending event, or the pulling event, technically, with Zanny, a little bit, it wasn't the worst thing. I wouldn't mind if they did it again, okay? Because the likelihood that a lot of people be pulling on the anniversary is very high. I'm totally okay if they do another pulling event. Just don't make it a spending event, because people are going to lose their shit. But I have a feeling it might be this time. I have a feeling Kuro's kind of gotten comfortable with spending events. They're probably going to do the anniversary. And if they do, it is what it is. I'm not going to be too mad, but I have a feeling it won't be a pulling event. It will actually be a spending event this time. They did it with Iron Mist banner. They're probably going to do it again, okay? Felt really long. This was a long-ass patch, or it felt like it anyway, okay? And the whole stay tuned messaging that they did on Twitter kind of fooled us a little bit. It had a lot of people thinking there would be a phase 2, and it got people excited for something that would never come, okay? That would absolutely never come. Let's not do that again. And let's not forget, okay, the 10 free pulls that you could only get on the second phase of the anniversary. Didn't make any sense. Just have them in the beginning, and we can all choose where they go. Okay, so these are some of the mistakes that happened in the last anniversary that I hope they kind of rectify and they don't do again this time around, okay? And that's kind of it. And for the next video, when it comes to anniversary, we will be talking about things that we would like to see. things that we are expecting or anticipating in the anniversaries. If you want that discussion, come and join my stream. I'm live almost every single day on Twitch, Kick, wherever you like to watch streams. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate y'all. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay silly. Peace.